In the 1980s, funding for the arts plunged, and many nationally known traveling dance troupes found themselves looking for ways to economize. In Kansas City, the Friends of Alvin Ailey took the idea one step further, offering the world-renowned dance troupe a second home.
Alvin came to Kansas City, and upon coming here several times, began to fall in love with Kansas City, partly because of the charm, the barbecue, the people, but most important, you had the music, the jazz music. And Alvin found something in the jazz music that he really wanted to have a discussion about through his choreography. And so Mr. Ailey really honed in and focused on Kansas City. Kansas City Friends of Alvin Ailey sees over 30,000 students annually. Many of those are in performance, and those settings or experiences allow them to have a first-hand experience of what it is to try something that most students in schools aren't offered. There is music education in schools, there's art education in schools, but there's not a lot of dance education.
You know, when I was younger, I always wanted to be involved in the arts, but when I went to high school, there was sports and there was band, and I just wasn't the most athletic person, and I just didn't have those opportunities. So when I was in college, started as a biology major, ended up getting involved in theater, and in theater, I got introduced to dance. We went on a field trip to New York City to see the Alvin Ailey Company, and when I saw that company, they just inspired me. I saw people on stage that looked like me, and I said, I want to do that.
Kansas City Friends also wanted to speak to youth development through the arts, and that's something that was also very important to Alvin Ailey. He helped found the first Ailey Camp. It was his vision, because he always wanted to have a summer camp that he could have gone to as a child when he was in the inner city. In 1991, it was my first time coming to Kansas City. They were interviewing for the position in New York, and I was like, you know, I really want to go. I think I want to try this. But I really didn't know what Ailey Camp meant. And most people still don't. So they think it's a dance camp. And it is partly. But it's also something much, much more empowering and impactful.
The students that are chosen for Ailey Camp, they aren't chosen because they have any dance abilities. Actually, we take students that are most at risk. But we also take ideal students also, because we like to have a mix in the population at camp. But Ailey Camp is a 6-week program that focuses on using dance as the vehicle to help students discover that when they apply themselves, that they can achieve whatever they set their mind to.
Ailey Camp provides more than training in movement and dance. Social workers and counselors help campers learn to cope with complex issues.
So you know if a child comes to school hungry, they're not going to be able to focus and learn. You know if a child comes to school and there are problems in the home or on the way to school on the bus or with their friends in class or in the lunchroom, they're not going to be able to excel. So we start to deal with those problems. Hopefully they let their guard down, and then we can actually start to teach.
It's a lot of times as older people, sometimes we want children to meet us where we are, and we have to realize that in order for us to help them, we have to meet them where they are. Really helping students, giving them the information they need so that they can make wise decisions as they're facing more adult situations as they're getting older.
We're hoping that then when those students go back to school in the fall, that they take what they've learned and they have a renewed sense of what their purpose is. Their purpose in life, their purpose in terms of education, in terms of their community, in terms of their family.
And it doesn't end with summer camp. Ailey Camp, the group, is the after-camp program, which continues the dance training, but perhaps more importantly, adds in field trips and the life lessons they can provide.
Alvin would always say that we are world citizens, and he wanted us to know that we have access to a larger world. A lot of the students that we work with here in Kansas City sometimes don't realize that they do have access to a larger world. All they know is their own communities and their schools, their neighborhoods.
After many years pursuing their multicultural vision from headquarters in the River Market, the Kansas City Friends of Alvin Ailey decided it was time to expand their neighborhood.
In this last year, we were the recipients of the Bank of America Neighborhood Builders Award. That was part of the opportunity for us to envision moving to the new space. We came to the conclusion that the best place to root the organization was in this historic 18th and Vine Jazz District. And we think that culturally it is significant. And we're very excited to have a space that allows the community to come in.
It is the children of that community who, through the Kansas City Friends of Alvin Ailey, are learning to become world citizens.
Working with young people, for me, is one of the most amazing things because it's about getting them to try. As adults, sometimes we get embarrassed to try new things. And when you're working with young people, especially if you catch them at an age before they are influenced by their, by peer pressure and all that, you really can get them to open up and try new and different things. And when they do that, they discover so much about themselves, and just being a part of that process really makes my day.